Wow.
Lady V,
Okay.
not everybody hates their wife. That's not true. That has nothing to do with it. It's just every once in a while, especially if you're people who work from home, you need a break. And bathroom time is a great time to have a break from one another. E. Clay Thomason is here too.
Hey, hey.
Yep, there he is. Found him. Boom, there he is.
Hey.
Stan Lee enabled Kirby, Ditka, etc., to more freely plot and do their artwork. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I don't believe you should shit on Stan Lee, because Stan Lee really did show a lot of support for his artistic staff. Oh, she says she wouldn't know. By the way, Stephen has joined us. Deleted Scenes.
Hey,
What's up,
hey.
Stephen?
Hello. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing?
Good afternoon.
Hello.
So January is going to be Cary Grant for Saturdays, except for on Tom's Day. Tom and me will do whatever shows we do. But on the 2 other weekends, I'm going to pick 2 of my favorite Cary Grant movies.
Cool. I think
I'm not sure. I think it's going to be North by Northwest and Charade.
I think for Coffee with Keith, I think January will be the every January is the big science fiction month, because that's the official month of science fiction. And so we'll be doing a lot of science fiction related content for the month of January. So
Nice. Well, I guess, we can start talking about this year. As disappointing as this year was, we ended up getting a lot of really good stuff this year too. And I'm just thinking, we had Mission Impossible. What was it called?
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning Part 1. We got Sound of Freedom. We got Oppenheimer, which I consider to be the best film of the year, followed immediately by Sound of Freedom. Then we got Godzilla -1, which is a perfect sequel to Oppenheimer. And then we got Equalizer 3, which in many ways, as was said on our show the other night, it is really the Punisher we've been wanting. Equalizer has always been the Punisher we wanted. And then, of course, another film that everybody seems to have forgotten, but Polly and I didn't. A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah, I keep hearing how good that actually is.
It's the best of the 3.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
The problem I had with the first film, which was Murder on the Orient Express, was that the original film was better by just merely how they shot it. I don't think a single shot in that film lasted more than 3 seconds in the new film.
Really?
And that's disappointing.
That's not really Grant's style, that quick cutting, is it?
It's not. It was really weird. And I got to be honest, the second film was good. It wasn't great. But the first film could have been great if they had followed tonally with the original film, which was do longer shots that feel more like a scene, because they're scenes, and scenes shouldn't have that many cuts in them. And go look it up, Stephen. How many cuts were there in the newer version of Murder on the Orient Express? It was crazy, high number. And I don't think you should do that with a murder mystery. Also, with the original film, you establish quickly who is who, and you understand the character within seconds by their entrance. You understand who they are and what they're about in there by how they enter into the film. That was a directorial decision, and they didn't do that with the new film. In fact, a couple of people you just never really get to know at all in the new Murder on the Orient Express. They were so focused on style that they forgot substance with that film. But let me tell you, not true with Haunting in Venice. They did that film just right. It's a perfect film. It really is. Perfectly written, perfectly acted, perfectly directed, and perfectly cut. Oppie was so boring. I could have done without the sex scenes. What's that one?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, Oppenheimer. It was. Look, I didn't like it either because I could give two shits about his sex life. Like, but I understood they were trying to show how messed up he was, and that he was fixated, and that he was incapable of intimacy, true intimacy.
You don't need sex scenes to show that, though. I'm with Penny on this one.
They were trying in their own
scenes
way,
like that.
so I kind of forgive them for it. But I didn't think it was necessary to become dirty, because the movie is not a dirty film. And early on, before I saw the film, I was up in arms over the fact that they had him try to kill his professor. But once you realize that is the entire story in a nutshell of Oppenheimer, even the reasoning behind why he decided to stop him from eating the apple, it just shows how messed up he is as a person. And they left in a scene that I really loved with Gary Oldman as Harry Truman. And boy, oh boy, that is a good scene, because they left in what he actually said to him, because he's pissing and moaning about how I made the bomb that killed these people. I got to live with this. And he's talking to the guy who pulled the trigger on that bomb. And Harry Truman pulled out a handkerchief for him. Like, here, dry your tears. And then after it was all done, and I don't know if he heard him say it. I don't know. But Harry Truman did say, don't ever bring that crybaby back into my office again. Because that's what he was. He's a whiny little bitch. Oppenheimer. He was a genius, but he was a horrible human being. He really was. And the movie, I think, really supports that. That he was a fucked up person that did some fucked up shit, because he was fully aware of the threat of destroying the Earth's atmosphere with the bomb. He knew that it was a potential threat. And then he put it down at 1%. What a liar. They believed it was a much higher percentage, like between 11 and 20% chance. Some people don't like historic films. I get it. Simulcast joined in progress. Let us know. Oh, we are simulcast.
Yep.
Excellent. On your channel. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys, over on Stephen's channel.
Oh.
I want you to enjoy the next hour and a half with very little Stephen talking.
Oh, jeez.
I bet
Well,
you
not
he's headed
Stephen.
over
I
there
didn't
now.
say Stephen Hawking. I said Stephen talking.
Now, this is Stephen Hawking.
Not bad.
Sorry.
Not bad.
Oh, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. We are so canceled.
Speaking of Stephen Hawking, I was like laughing my ass off again at Ricky Gervais making fun of people who felt that the movie about him should have been with an actor who is similarly disabled. And he says,
Right.
so, you know, the last act of the film has him disabled. What were you going to do for the first, act and second act? Put the guy on strings and walk him around. You people don't think before you complain. You're fucking stupid. And you wonder why people laugh at you.
Wow.
Look, you say that Kingsport Callan is historically accurate film. It's historically accurate. I don't understand. If you
not
like
talking about-
historical films, that's a historical film told factually. So
Accuracy and compelling is not the same thing.
Yeah.
it's the guy who made the fucking bomb, atomic bomb. I don't know. I'm just having a problem with that statement. That's all. So I'm going to back off. Not going to worry about it. Hawking, this isn't Epstein's Island. There are prostitutes. I like that one.
Hey,
Don You all
Don
just-
Ranger's here. Yes.
I
what's
like how
up?
you all
Those of
just
you-
let Stephen sit in the back office that nobody was going to add him.
Yep.
What's wrong with you? This is not
We got
my
Don
job.
Don, and we got Peter Venkman's girl is here. So everybody, welcome to the show.
Hey,
And of course, where's Steven? There he is. Fat Steven Seagal is here.
Hi.
hey.
I'm
that's
not-
a lot of nuts.
That's a lot.
That's
of
more
nuts.
like it.
Hello.
This is one of those moments where we need that video again. Week before shutdown, we'll be back in January
Hey.
3rd. Can't wait. Excellent.
So
Excellent.
many things happen on January 3rd.
Yet again, Penny.
Penny,
Yep.
penny, penny.
I love it. I got to tell you, I find a sense of comfort when I'm on somebody else's show and I look out and I see familiar faces like this out there. I don't know why.
Disowning him.
I find comfort in that.
Yeah.
It's
I
always
think
nice
Fat
to
Steven
see how
said
this
something.
community is such a big family. The people
It is.
show up on
Yes.
other streams. I really like that.
I agree. They're very big feminists. Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What the hell?
I think that-
Look, I'm going to talk to Tom and see if he can get a Stephen Hawking's voice box.
No,
So he can
it's
make fun of-
Stephen Hawking.
What?
Never mind.
What did you
He's
say?
trying to be
No.
funny.
Full of shits and giggles today, ain't you, Gary? That's right.
Today, every day, more like. Do you know that, Lady V?
Oh, we have a
Oh.
bridge.
Give him a video.
Are we in the correct studio? No. So,
Switch us over.
aha! Nobody noticed. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. This is one.
Thanks for holding on to him, Louise.
That's weird. I left them right here by the back door. Oh, crap.
Oh crap! From the back door. And just like that,
I got a fever.
I just got a fever. Speaking of fevers, Anima is here with us, and she's sick today, and it's so sweet of her to be here. She's just
Yeah.
supporting her boyfriend. And
I don't want to miss the last TGIF of 2023.
That's right.
So-
This is the very last one of the year, and so therefore, I haven't played this one all year, so I'm going to play this one just for shits and giggles.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Wow.
I love that scene because, like, he
Oh.
finally sees what this thing looks like, and that's his
What movie is
response.
that from again?
Predator,
Have we
the
watched
movie
that?
that was going to have Jean-Claude Van Damme in the costume, but when he found out that he wasn't going to get to do a one-on-one fight with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he quit.
Okay.
There's a lot of little things that say that he quit because it was too hot in the suit and all that stuff. But the one I heard, and I think's true, is that he wasn't going to get the mano-a-mano fight that he wanted because as a martial artist, that's what he wanted.
Why did you get it?
Why
Well,
did or didn't he?
Why didn't he get it?
Because it wasn't in the script.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been appropriate to have a kung fu fight between the alien and Arnold. It wasn't that kind of movie.
Huh.
He doesn't get to fight him in Expendables 2 either, so.
We have another bridge, this time by Lady B.
No, but who did he fight in that?
No, he fought Stallone at the end, remember?
Yeah, but didn't he fight somebody else in there? Was it Dolph? For some reason I remember somebody else
No,
fighting him.
No.
he didn't fight.
Is that it?
Oh, you mean who was in the costume?
No, I'm talking about in Expendables.
No, what?
Because it
what
seemed like you
he-
fought somebody else in the film.
No, what he does is
No.
to impale one of the character with a knife in the chest using
Yeah, he killed
round.
Hemsworth. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that they considered having Seagal in it, but his part had to shit his pants, and he refused to do that.
Thanks. That's great.
Wait.
Nice.
Let me give Lady V Element her video.
Okay.
And seeing that we were talking about Oppenheimer,
I don't like the idea of it going out the back door.
But it's supposed to go out the back door.
Oh, jeez.
That's how it works.
Unless it's his finger.
oh, why?
Why?
Why? What?
Oh.
What just happened? Why are you
Oh,
going?
you
Why?
sick too?
Hello,
I'm sorry
my
about
name
that.
is
Well,
Stephen Hawking.
There you
Shut the
go.
fuck up.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because if you guys don't know the story, Stallone told it that Jean-Claude Van Damme and Seagal, well, Seagal was posturing with him. And when it came down to a fight was going to happen, Seagal backed down at the last second. And I mixed that story with the story of the great wrestler, judo artist that worked in films. He was Bruce Lee's stuntman in The Green Hornet. You remember who it is that I'm talking about? Because I can look it up real quick.
Gene's revenge.
Gene LaBelle, actually. Gene LaBelle. What you said, Martin, triggered it in my head. Gene LaBelle is the martial artist, American martial artist. The scene in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is based loosely on an incident between Gene LaBelle and Bruce Lee. And it didn't go the way they showed in that. Quentin Tarantino is full of shit. He keeps defending it. It's not true that was accurate. It's not accurate. Gene LaBelle is the guy he's talking about. And Gene LaBelle put Steven Seagal in a sleeper hold that he couldn't get out of. And he shit his pants. True story. And
The actual Steven Seagal.
the real one, not you,
Yeah, I don't
but
shit
the
myself.
actual Steven Seagal who lives in Russia. And he put him in a sleeper hold. And Seagal told him to, and he couldn't get out of it. And he passed out and shit his pants. And Gene LaBelle told that story. And he ain't a liar. No, look, man, I think Jean-Claude Van Damme's still fucking badass. My problem with Van Damme was that he was rough with the stuntmen, and he permanently disabled one of the stuntmen when he made that. What was
Time
that?
Cop.
No, not Time
Cyborg.
Cop. Cyborg. Fucked his eye up, and he lost the lawsuit too. He tried to say that's not what happened, but it did happen. They proved it happened. I mean, they had fucking footage of it, film footage. So he had no chance of winning that fucking loss. He just should have made a deal out of court. Instead, he got a court decision. So reportedly, oh wait, put that back up. What was that? Reportedly, Seagal tried punching Gene in the balls.
Wow.
That's interesting. Well, he's probably, if you know anything about him, he's probably got calluses all over his nuts. It's like a rock down there, the Thing. I'm talking about the Fantastic Four's thing down there.
Wow.
He's
Again,
got a dick like Ben Grimm.
Again, the real Steven Seagal.
Yes, Gary finds comfort in leaving the back door unlocked. I like that one. But I liked Van Damme in that movie, and I liked that Stallone killed his ass. If you don't, what was that movie? JCVD. that he did.
Mhm.
That was a really good film. He showed some acting chops in that, where the people are in the bank are being held hostage over in Belgium.
Mhm.
It's an indie film that he plays a version of an unrealistic version of himself. Let's see, reportedly, yeah. Getting to the end. All right, I've gone through them all. Oh my God, that wasn't breaking. What was that? It was it Bloodsport where he does the dance? No, it was before Bloodsport where he did the dance. It wasn't breaking, was it? Was it breaking?
He's in one of those
Is he?
somewhere. Yeah.
I know that he did some really weird dance, and it's a
Bloodsport.
meme. Because that's Bloodsport. I remember him doing the dance in Bloodsport.
Yeah, the one in which he fights Tong Po.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also like one of those canon like breakdance movies. I don't know if it was breaking or not, where he's like an extra in it, and you
Yeah.
can see him in the background. Yeah.
Debut confirmed breaking.
Yeah.
Fuck! Now I have to watch the movie just for that.
So here we have it. Keith's shared with us list of American films of 2023 highest grossing. Number 1 was Barbie. Number 2 was Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 3 was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Number 5 was Oppenheimer. Number 6, Little Mermaid. Number 7, Ant-Man. But when you look at what they made, it's kind of embarrassing. But
Well,
it was a bad year for budgets, box office.
That list is all domestic. Now I have the actual worldwide box office list, and it's a slightly different list, which is Barbie at number 1, Super Mario Brothers at number 2, Oppenheimer at 3, Guardians at 4, Fast 10 at 5, Spider-Man at 6, Little Mermaid at 7, Mission Impossible at 8, Elemental at 9, and Ant-Man and the Wasp beating out John Wick Chapter 4 by at least $6 million.
And from what I remember reading, both Ant-Man and Little Mermaid tanked at the office. They didn't make enough back from what it cost.
That's it.
So, but I got to admit, I've not watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It just wasn't interested. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, not interested. Wasn't interested in Super Mario Brothers or Barbie. The only thing I've watched on the list that you shared with me that I've watched were Oppenheimer, John Wick Chapter 4, which I was very disappointed with, Sound of Freedom, and that's it.
I don't know. John Wick had that amazing stair scene where he was falling down stairs for what, 10 minutes.
It was unrealistically
That was
too long.
frustrating.
It was very. It's like at first I thought, are we caught in a causal loop? What is going on?
I thought
But
it
he
was
just
an editor.
keeps going up the stairs.
Down.
Oh my God! You don't understand. That's a reference to Sisyphus.
It's a reference to syphilis?
Sisyphus.
I thought he said syphilis. I was like, how is that a reference to syphilis?
Well,
It's hard to understand him through his accent.
What accent? I don't have any accent.
It's called
Nobody has an
defensive.
accent.
It's a defensive accent.
Says the Austrian girl.
Fuck off.
Hey, boss, you should stand a little back so you don't see. You have that Kilroy look at the moment.
Like a dog looking above the sheets when you're trying to get some in bed.
Let's see. 200. Wow. Sound of Freedom overall made more money than Dungeons and Dragons.
That's pretty amazing. So I'm looking at it right now too. So number 1, Barbie, Super Mario Brothers, Oppenheimer, Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast X, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Little Mermaid, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning 1, Elemental. The fuck was Elemental?
Elemental was the Disney movie about the segregation of fire and water.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about right,
right? Ant-Man, John Wick, Transformers. I was disappointed with Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah.
It was just bad. Meg 2, I've still not watched. I want to. Because it's just one of those movies that you check your brain at the door and just watch the movie. You're there
Yeah,
for
that
the
movie
fun.
was edited together by a pack of squirrels and written by a 12-year-old with ADD.
Oh my
you mean like
God.
normal?
So worldwide, Indiana Jones made $383 million.
Ooh,
Almost
not good.
384.
Oh my gosh,
That's bad.
that's
Hey,
Let's
real
see.
bad.
this movie missing some. I had no knowledge about it.
What movie?
Do any of you?
No.
Brett, Mark, you watched it. It was in between your Rings of Power sessions. What are you talking about?
Oh, that may explain the amnesia. Induced by trauma.
Wow.
Oh.
So
I don't know this film. I'm gonna have to check it out. Called Missing. Came out
Yes.
this year. It's got Joaquin de Almeida. He's the guy that was the villain in Close and Present Danger with Harrison Ford.
let's give it up for Cocaine Bear.
Yes.
88
this
million
year?
worldwide. Yeah,
I like that movie. It was fun.
That was
88
fun to
million.
watch, yeah.
That I'm happy that film did that well.
It's fun in a what the fuck kind of way, but it's a very entertaining
That
watch.
movie can show you how much of a bad person you are, laughing at people being ripped apart by a bear.
Yeah, but hey, look at it this way. It's not only a film that nobody expected to do that well, it actually made more money than even Godzilla -1.
Not just you, Penny. I let out an audible every time he went down the stairs. I'm like yeah.
Yeah. That's
Stop
true.
it.
It did.
Stop it now.
That's what I said.
I still haven't watched D&D movie.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah,
I want to watch it. It's one of the films I want to watch. I got to find the time to get around to it.
I know quite a few people who truly enjoyed that film. I thought it was fun for what it was. I like a lot of the little one-off jokes and references to all the D&D players. If you've ever been a fan of D&D or played D&D, there's stuff hidden throughout that movie. And if you're a fan of the animated series, there's a couple of Easter eggs in there for you too.
So I did make my list. I don't know if you guys did, but I
check
actually
it
made
twice?
my list in order of what I considered to be the best films of the year.
Okay.
And I originally had 5, but then I remembered one more film that I really enjoyed this year. And I didn't watch a lot of new movies this year.
Mm-hmm.
We did watch quite a few on video on demand or the way Anna and I watch movies together. And I enjoyed some of them. But a lot of times the films that I expected something from ended up being not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like we watched the one, the cop movie with the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And
Muscle.
that was a very disappointing film.
Yeah.
It had Aaron Eckhart in it, and that's why I watched it. I love Aaron Eckhart.
The trailer
Terrible
was
movie.
so good, and the movie just disappointed.
Yep. So here's my list. You guys, I want you each person to give their list. Top 5, top 6, top 10. I don't care. Just, the films that you love this year. Number 1 for me, and I got this wrong earlier. I said it out of order. Number 1 for me was Sound of Freedom. That blew my mind. I was so emotionally invested in that film, and it impacted me in ways that it's so connected with what I did with Vindicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because that inevitably is where he goes in Vindicated, is dealing with kids and sex trafficking. 2, Godzilla -1. I consider my second favorite film of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 then is Oppenheimer, which is the prequel to Godzilla. Number 4 was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I enjoyed the shit out of that film. Although I did make fun of the fact that it seemed like Tom made a movie about how he trades in his girlfriends.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time to trade in a new girlfriend for a younger girlfriend. Yeah. So he went for Agent Carter, and the previous girlfriend that he worked so hard to get with is dead. You know, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
Number 5, Equalizer 3. I thought was a great film. I hope it's not the end of this, but they made it sound like this was the final film. It's a trilogy. I really like him as McCall, Robert McCall. He's very good in that role. And then number 6 is A Haunting in Venice. And that's it. That's my 6 favorite films of the year.
Wait, was Venice the mystery one?
Yes. It's the third in the
Uh,
I just forgot his name, Poirot series. That
Poirot, Agatha Christie.
Yeah, Agatha Christie. But he is not my favorite Poirot actor. I think to this day, the best Poirot is the one who did it in the original film, Murder on the Orient Express, which was Albert Finney. And in fact, that was the last thing she got to enjoy, was an early cut of that film before she died, Agatha Christie. And she said that he was the perfect Poirot, that he got everything right. I thought that was nice.
That is good to know.
So, Keith, your top films of the year.
Hold on. Okay. Well, for me, I had a slightly different list. At number 5, Gran Turismo. Really enjoyed that film.
Still haven't seen it. I want to see it.
It's a great cast. Didn't realize it was really a life story of someone else. The real person who had done all that, which made it really interesting at the end of the movie. I just thought it was good. Just thought it was really, really good. Number 4 for me was Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I thought it was fun. It was way more fun than I expected to have. I thought all of the actors were really well cast, and again, I loved all of the D&D Easter eggs in there and jokes. You can definitely tell who are the people who have actually played D&D by some of the jokes that they actually get out of the film. Number 3 for me was John Wick Chapter 4. Great time with that one. Nice way to end the series if that's the way that it's going to go out. Number 2, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Like you, Gary, I had a lot of fun with that film. It's a well-made, very taunt thriller. Can't wait to see part 2. And for me, number 1 is the film, as I said since I saw it, this film better get nominated for Best Picture, Actor, Supporting Actress, Cinematography, Costume, Adapted Screenplay. It better get all those nominations. I'm not saying it should win them all. I'm not saying it should win them all, but it should get all those nominations.
Agreed.
And that's Godzilla -1. That is the film.
Because it is technically a foreign film, I am against foreign films getting nominated for the Oscar for Best Picture. It should be, that film should be nominated for Best Foreign Film, and it should win.
Yeah, it's an embarrassment to the way Hollywood has been working these last few years for a film that only cost $15 million. So the fact that it's made as much as it has, I mean, everybody was talking about when Joker came out, and that's $75 million, and it made over $1 billion. You know, it's possible to do good work if you put in the work. And that's something that every single Disney and Marvel film on this list, they didn't do. They didn't put in the work. So there you go. That's my list.
Steven, You got a list of.
I didn't even know
that's-
there was a list.
That's all right.
No one told
It's
me.
okay if you don't worry about it, man. If you don't have a list.
Oh, first of all, Aquaman 2. That's the #1 movie of this year. Yes. Followed by Lightyear, because I don't know. And then you had
Wasn't Lightyear last year?
I don't care. I don't pay attention to yours. Little Mermaid. Wait, should we do movies with the most re on Twitter? I don't think I watch more anime than films. That's the problem. No, I didn't really have any favorites. Sorry.
I'm not going to bother Anima with it, but John?
Yeah, thanks. I never have lists, you know that.
Okay. Now keep in mind, this is my personal list, not anybody else's.
Oh, so you're not going to plagiarize your list?
So it's not from IGN.
Number 10 is Concrete Utopia. It's a Korean disaster movie.
I've actually seen it.
Number 9 is Blue Beetle.
You like that one? That's cool.
Yep. Number 8 is Knock at the Cabin.
I'm not saying that being snarky. I mean it. That's good to hear somebody liked it.
Number 7 is The Roundup, No Way Out, another Korean movie. Number 6 is Mission Impossible. Number 5 is Meg 2. 4 Sound of Freedom. 3 is Dungeons and Dragons. 2 Super Mario Brothers, and number 1 is Godzilla -1.
Very good list.
I will say Mario Brothers. I agree. Sorry,
Stephen.
All right. This is subject to change in case something knocks my socks off here in the next week or so.
This is the last TGIF, so it's your final list.
Okay, fine. My number 10 is Sisu.
Of the year.
Number 9, When Evil Lurks. Number 8, Extraction 2.
That is a very good film, but it was so over the top. But I loved it.
Number 7, The Killer.
You
number
liked it.
6, I did.
Okay.
Number 6, Equalizer 3. Number 5, The Covenant.
Wait a minute. The Covenant. What was that?
The Covenant.
Yes, that was a
the
good
Guy Ritchie
film.
film.
Yes. Yes, that was a good film. Solid film. It's another film I forgot.
Yeah. Got slept on. It's an excellent film. Number 4, Sound of Freedom. Number 3, Godzilla -1. Number 2, American Fiction. And number 1, Oppenheimer.
American Fiction would have been on my list had I been able to see it before I did the list, but you know.
Yeah, I haven't. All these are just out of movies I've seen. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen Barbie. I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen
like-
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Equalizer 3. So
Martin.
Okay. I'm working on that because I haven't seen so many news movies. I've been watching old movies mostly, but I could muster like 6 or 7 new ones. It's almost our thumbnail in almost that order. I will go for my number. Ooh,
I'm waiting for a
Mm.
sentence.
I'm trying. I'm just writing the list. I
Steven
don't have the
Seagal
number.
is Fat Steven is like shitting on you right now, Martin.
Yeah, I know. I'm going for.
I am not.
I'm going for.
You
My
keep starting
favorite-
it. Sorry.
Number 1 would be Oppenheimer. Number 2 would be Godzilla. Number 3, Son of Freedom. Number 4 would be Dungeons and Dragons. Number 5, Blue Beetle. And number 6, Mission Impossible. Again, I spend most of my time watching old things instead of new things.
It's all good. Good list.
admonish.
What it is? That's it.
All right.
Oh, I
So
trailed. Hello,
let's
words and
look
pictures.
at something else that the negative. Now, I would like to talk about TV shows in the second hour, but I will
Wait.
start us off with two things.
Wait, before you
Wait,
get
what?
there. Before you get there, look
All
at the time. It is that
I
time
already saw the
again.
time. It's 1:03. Are you wanting to do the video again?
Yes.
All right,
Here
for
we
it.
go.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
Anyway, it's a catchy tune.
Wait. Allow me this. Now that we are going to talk about we talk about the best. Now we talk about the worst. And for that, I have this little intro.
You know the problem with Hollywood is they make shit. Unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
All right, we'll get on with it.
Does anyone have a
by the way,
banjo?
once again, I want to show this great photo of Christian Delorme in his Pop Culture Minefield shirt.
Yay!
Yeah, him and I went out for beers this week. They actually drove down.
Did you? Was
Yeah.
you wearing the shirt?
No, he was not wearing
Oh.
the shirt. But him and his wife celebrated his wife's birthday. We went out to the bar, and I don't remember most of it, but it was good.
Did you get that drunk?
Yeah, it started with tequila and ended with beer. That's all I remember, and like a $200 bill.
That's the hallmark of a good celebration.
Yeah.
He's a
You
good
can't
man.
remember it. That's a good sign you had fun.
Yeah.
I want to, of course, welcome to the show Pacific 414. Joe's Atmosphere, our good buddy Joe. Sporking Newscast Podcast is here. Words and Pictures. And is that it? Did I get everybody?
Yes. Well, Pacific 414. Did you name it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and get us started here. I'm going to mention with TV. Well, I don't want to say TV because we get our entertainment not just through TV, but through, internet providers. So we've got Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, all those kind. I almost said the word. I almost said CS.
Wow.
I'm going to try to be nice and not cuss as much. So all of those. I can't find another word, cocksuckers, that I don't like.
Wow.
Services. I tried. I couldn't think of
Not
another
very
word.
hard.
Dick smokers.
Yeah, Dick Smokers. There you go. Greatest disappointment series for me this year was Bass Reeves, Lawman Bass Reeves, which started out so fucking good, man. And then episode 5, they derailed the show, and it became something unrecognizable to the real Bass Reeves, and it kind of lost itself. It lost steam, and I thought, is it just me that had a problem? But I've one reviewer after another, same problem. Episode 5 on, it lost itself, and that's sad because it really was really good. Those first 4 episodes, and I stand by them. Those first 4 episodes, outstanding television. Outstanding. Very disappointed in that show, though. Let's see. Greatest disappointment in film. John Wick 4. I'm sorry. It's absurd, over the top action that went beyond anything they did in the previous films, and it's just got so ridiculous with the suits. Like, we all know how armor works, that it can only take so many hits before it becomes useless. A lot of people don't know this, that a suppressor stops working as a suppressor after about 4 shots, maybe 5 shots. And then it's just all you hear is the shot, because the gas builds up in the barrel, that extra length barrel. Those are little baffles inside there made with something akin to a washer, a row of washers that the bullet travels through. And it's supposed to collect the gas, and it works until it fills up with gas. And once it fills up, sounds like a regular gun. But John Wick 4, over the top action. The chase scene, fight scene around the Arc de Triomphe was just ridiculously stupid. Just dumb. The best scene in the whole film is the Dragonfire room-to-room battle in that old French estate.
Love it.
And they did an overhead shot, so it's clearly a roofless studio set. But either way it goes, it was beautifully done. It was the best part of the whole film. That and the very last moment when John Wick tricks the villain. And when the villain realizes he got screwed, is funny. I thought that was good. Rest of the film, I was so disappointed in that movie. Just utterly disappointed. Penny brought it up. Steven Seagal brought it up. All of us say it, that going up the stairs scene is just so ridiculous. It's not enjoyable. It's like if it had happened 3 times, we could have tolerated, but it happened like 6 times. Got knocked back down the stairs. It's just, it comes to a point where you just can't do it anymore. As an audience member, not the movie, you can't stay with the movie. And it lost me. I became acutely aware I'm watching a film. And the thing about a movie is the suspension of disbelief. And that's where you feel like you're part of the film. You're watching the film and you're just in it. You're in it. I was out of the film at that point. And I was aware I'm sitting in a movie theater annoyed with the movie. Keith, yours. What are your 2?
Okay. Best streaming series this year.
I thought we were doing most disappointing.
Oh, worst. Most disappointment.
Oh, most disappointing?
Yeah, because we're saving it for the middle, and then we're going to go into streaming.
Okay, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Then we go with movie. Let's see. Most disappointing film. Number 5, The Flash. Number 4, Indiana Jones. Number 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 2, Wish. And number 1, The Marvels. So there you go.
Now, I will say this about Indiana. It was a big disappointment to me, is I was expecting it to be disappointing.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't as disappointed. I actually enjoyed that first 20 minutes. Despite the CGI not being the greatest, I still enjoyed it. It felt like an Indiana Jones story. And then
That's all I watched.
Then it became Kathleen Kennedy's Indiana Jones.
Well, let me also amend and say that my least favorite special event streaming show was Secret Invasion. I had to throw something at the television for that one. So,
was that before or after Samuel made out with the green Keebler elf?
It's everything about that show is just offensive. It is offensive, offensively bad, and an offensive waste of my time. So, thank you, Sam Jackson, because I only watched it because of you, and you screwed me on that one. So, thank you.
Well, he got paid.
Yeah, he did get paid, but there's no reason for that entire thing to have been that bad.
He
And-
got paid, and we paid for it.
Yes. Ultimately, our pain will not end because it looks like Kevin Feige has decided to go for broke and do his own Rise of Skywalker or Solo, whichever one you want to use, for the next Captain America film that he's doing. So that one's turning out to be a cluster, and he's starting all over again.
The New World Order.
Yeah, that movie's basically starting from scratch again. It's that bad. It has gotten worse audience reviews than even the Marvels. Think about it. And they spent a lot of money on this movie. So we're gonna do another edition of films that if they'd only spent what they initially said, probably would have made money, but probably won't because they're gonna cost way more than they should. And after what happened with Solo, Kevin Feige obviously didn't learn his lesson. So they're basically reshooting the entire film, is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Good luck with that. Hello.
That was a
Yellow.
bad
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Everything Disney released this year. Rebel Moon.
Ooh.
The Flash, except for Michael Keaton. I have not been entertained by any of the stuff that has usually come out. I'm not going to throw John Wick in there because even though it had a couple bad scenes, it had some really great scenes. And there's really not much to mention. As for series, Frasier could have been better. Strange New Worlds could have been better. I can't remember. Was Orville this year or last year?
Last year.
Okay, then Orville gets a pass. And I don't hate them. I'm melancholy about them. Nothing grabs me, or I have nothing to remember them by. That's the sad part. None of these things are memorable. I remember more about the spats on Twitter about these things than I do about the actual films.
Human Spock. That's enough.
Spock eating bacon. Can I say it? No, let's just leave it. Spock eating bacon, the vegetarian. Well, but he's now changed. Doesn't matter. It's...
Going back in time to take on Khan as a child.
Let me not throw up in my mouth.
Wait, what the fuck did I just walk back into?
As for good, no, really doing negative. And I'm not jaded. I'm not just shitting on shit to shit on shit. Doctor Who, I'm throwing out there as well.
Oh,
this
I
Christmas
don't know
special.
why you're disappointed with Frasier. That show's great.
Honestly, Frasier is okay, but it is not the same as what it's trying to be. Yeah. Frasier had a dynamic cast that worked off each other in such a synchronicity that it is not happening yet. I know it's only the first season. It is not up to the snuff of what the name Frasier means. It seems more like an ego trip based off Frasier with people around him. That is my opinion. As for Doctor Who, it is a Christmas travesty worth nothing more than throwing isms in to make people feel like we're trying to just give you little breadcrumbs, and it's not. I feel like they not only took Tennant and Donna and just ruined what they left us, and we're not getting anything better at the moment. And I say this because I don't remember anything positive. And that's not how entertainment is supposed to do. You're not supposed to only think about the negative. It's supposed to affect you and make you think and make you appreciate what they're trying to deliver. And I don't appreciate anything they're delivering. And that's a sad part where entertainment is, in my opinion.
Wow.
Well, I do like that Chris Eccleston was doing an actual interview, Q&A with what's her name that played Rose Tyler. And it was really good. And they asked him, what would it take for him to come back to Doctor Who?
Everyone fired.
And he said, you got to fire all these producers, writers, and you got to fire the biggest one is the current guy in charge again. and he didn't like him. Apparently, that was the big fight, was between those two, in why he left. And because he was going in a direction that was different from what Eccleston was promised.
Yep.
To bring him on. And they were like, well, you know, things changed. And he goes, no. That was why this deal got struck, for me to come in and do this. So I love that he stood his ground and said that. And Billy Piper, that's her name, did not argue with him.
Isn't that the same thing with Henry Cavill and The Witcher? You struck a deal, you told him one thing, and it turns out it's...
And they tried to pull a Darth Vader, and it's like, sorry, I'm not Billy D. I'm not your bitch.
Henry Cavill definitely deserves the award for just basically walking. I mean, he could have stayed, but he decided to walk.
He pulled a Mr. Bean walking out.
Oh, but also, let me at least say this. There's one thing I got to add to my list. It is a positive thing. Let me just say, Star Trek Picard season 3.
Yes.
Aces.
All right. So what more though, Keith? Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Last year or this year?
That was
this year. Sequel.
Yeah, that was this year.
Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes.
I watched all of it, and when I started seeing a little girl scream about Skittles and the F word, I was like, okay, I'm gonna Skittles.
I have to make a big deal about Picard season 3. I know that after everything that's been reported, that there is an opportunity to have a sequel spin-off series, but
they killed the one character that would have brought me back.
Well, I was going to come back, except when they told you what the downside was going to be. That the person responsible for bringing us all of this goodness wouldn't be allowed to work on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That they've altered the deal. Pray that they don't alter it further. That, in fact...
Which is why you and I hope that Warner Brothers does work out a deal with Paramount to where they take over Star Trek. Because if they do, then it's a whole new deal and all contracts are null and void.
I can tell you right now, they won't do that. I'm pretty sure Kurtzman will find a way of keeping it. But that's also the thing about Strange New Worlds spinoff. I mean, not Strange New Worlds, but Picard season 3 spinoff show. Kurtzman will be running that show.
If it's going to be garbage.
Yeah, it's going to be garbage.
It'll be 7 of 9, but the 9 will be exchanged for the German version of when from Inglourious Basterds. 7 of 9.
9.
Scheisse Trek.
But Scheisse is at least useful for something like manure and plant growing, Keith. We're at the point now where Kurtzman Trek is not a useful manure. It just smells like it.
Good one, Steven.
You want some good stuff? Honestly, go back and just even watch the documentary for DS9. You want to feel what Trek was again? Go watch that. That was a good send-off to Trek.
Yeah, unlike Keith, I had problems with Picard season 3. It felt more like a member berry season. And they were doing things like Riker and Picard talking shit about another person and arguing in front of other people. And I'm like, this is a command crew.
Well,
you don't do that. You don't do that.
Well, let me at least just say that the person
where's your military bearing
making that was having to basically make sure that his scripts and everything had to pass through Kurtzman's get his okay, because they had to make it with that in mind. Okay, he did the best he could given who was actually watching over his shoulder to make sure that what he was making fit within the milieu of what he had provided up to that point. I'm pretty sure if he had been left alone, truly alone, not left alone in the sense that he was just making it, but really left alone, we probably would have gotten much better. There were a lot of things he probably would have altered more, but he had to stay within the confines of the world that Kurtzman had, and his world is shit.
Exactly. So, hey, before we move forward, I want to stop and go, because I started some comments in the chat about stuff. So we got Don Ranger says, my number 4, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. My number 5, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Those are my opinions. No, I think most people agree with you that they weren't very good.
Can I add something quickly before I do that? One comment that I think this can not just for this year, but it sums up ever since we've been met or started talking about pop culture. It's having to put a goddamn disclaimer to not hurt someone's feelings when giving an opposite criticism about entertainment. That's my number one.
Yeah, I don't bother with that. It's like, look, if you like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I call it shit,
don't get
it
offended.
doesn't mean that you're not allowed to like it because people like shit.
Yeah.
That's what adults do.
Like you, Keith, and I know have talked about this, that there are movies that I know aren't good, but I fucking love them for some reason. And I will watch them over and over again because I get some sort of crazy entertainment out of them.
I'm surprised.
But again, what?
I'm surprised Keith didn't mention the Babylon 5 movie.
Oh, I thought it was all right.
To watch it. Was it good?
It was.
Yes.
Haven't seen it yet.
I
haven't had a
love
chance
it.
either. Okay, so Don says my number 3 is Guardians 3. Let's see. Number 1. Oh, Mission Impossible. Yeah, okay, so that's your number 2 film. So you're actually saying films you like. So you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the other film. Okay. I misunderstood. Let's see. Read by Nature says Got G3 was still better than most MCU films at this point, but they never knew what to do with certain characters, and it was clear later in the film some of the actors were just going through motions. Yeah,
See,
and that happens too often.
I agree with that because how do you go from a great Christmas special to 3 and not pick up any type of the synchronicities that those characters had a relationship built on? You know?
Yeah, because I love that Christmas special.
Yeah,
it was
me
great.
too.
Haven't watched the last season of American Horror Story yet. Any of y'all seen it yet? No, but I watched Courtney Cox's series, which also used the Rosemary's Baby plot. So I just don't think I like that. I just don't care when they do that. It's one thing when they do an homage to something and have a little bit of it in there, but when they base the whole thing off of the premise, that's when I'm like, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Rosemary's Baby to begin with, so I wasn't interested. So I haven't watched this season. Not sure if I'm going to bother ever watching it. So that's where I'm on that one.
I've never made it through. I've never made it through a single season of American Horror Story. I don't like this. It doesn't land with me.
Nope.
I have just enough of a vag to enjoy it.
Oh my.
That's why I watch this Monarch.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I enjoy Monarch too. So don't.
Oh, John's got it into this up front.
Now I'm going to tell you, I've got problems with Monarch. I do have. Where'd Steven go? Oh, you.
Oh.
No.
Like I said, people are too sensitive with opposite opinions.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. That was all Martin.
No, it wasn't me, man.
Who did it? Hold on. Who did?
John, because his face changed. I watched him.
John did it.
He crossed his arms and his frown went down. I watched him still.
Give Zach's video, guys.
It was like Zack Snyder trying to do a slow-mo in 4:3, you know?
Read by Nature says I've been enjoying the new Frasier. Lyndhurst is great addition, in my opinion. It's not classic Frasier, though. Well, look, even classic Frasier wasn't Cheers. You know, it was its own little animal. Now we've got the older Frasier, who's even being more neurotic than before, because he was able to lean a little bit on David Hyde Pierce because he was the most neurotic character on the show.
He also had
he's not coming back. Yeah. I enjoy the show for what it's worth. I think that the stories are pedantic, maybe is the best way to say it, but I still enjoy it. I love Kelsey Grammer. I love the nerdy kid playing his nephew that's supposed to be Niles and Daphne's kid. Yeah. I get a kick out of him. He's so fucking weird. And I like the professor from the college that's his old buddy from Harvard.
The drunk.
The drunk. It's great.
Well,
it's a great show.
I never could figure out, though, what the age difference should be between Frasier's kid and Niles's kid. I mean, shouldn't it have been a greater
Niles'
distance
kid's
age?
younger. Yeah, Niles' kid is younger by about 9 years, I think.
Okay.
9-year age difference.
Okay.
About the same as my kids.
Okay.
There's about a 9-year age difference between each kid. About every 9 years, I had a kid. I made a baby. So,
back ribs.
Thank God he stopped with Zoe.
my baby back, baby back, baby back. I'm surprised they haven't gotten the farm version where everyone's nailing magical animals.
They do that with AI art and Kermit the Frog.
No.
The latest AI art that freaked me out a little bit is Kermit standing outside of a butcher's window, and it's got all this meat sitting in the window, and then like Miss Piggy hanging up by a hook.
Love it.
Ew.
It is so dark.
That's disturbing.
Wow.
It's meant to be disturbing. It's funny and dark.
Oh, jeez.
I think AI is creepy.
Oh, not always.
Hey, Kyle's here.
Hey, Kyle.
Oh.
I was telling you earlier, we need to play this video.
No.
Yeah, let's play his video.
That one.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
This one was
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Who did that?
Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Special.
I like it when he does that.
Hey, did anybody watch the new one, Cred?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, no.
I laughed my
haven't
ass
seen it
off
yet.
at that
Brandon's
thing.
balls out though, man. Come on, man. Like every scene, even he's just
Look.
naked.
They have just been good all year. I think the Panderverse special should just have its own special recognition as one of the greatest moments of pop culture this past year. You know, and the fact that somebody actually created a working Pander stone that Nerdrotic had, they sent it to him, and he showed it, and it lights up. And ooh, I need one of those.
What is it for? What does it do?
It lights
The
up.
Pander stone? Well, it's
It
just
lights
a neat
up when?
collectible to have.
Oh,
You know, I mean, your own Pander stone.
so it's just a novelty thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's a novelty thing. It's not a real working, quote unquote.
Yeah,
Pander
see, you
stone.
lost my interest when it's not working. I'm like, yeah. Like everybody talks about getting a lightsaber, and I'm like, you can't cut through anybody yet? I'm not interested.
You don't
And
get
again,
lights.
go to our store and buy you a pop culture minefield with Keith and Gary. Support the show. Yay.
You don't need a lightsaber, Gary, when words cut 90% of the people online. What are you talking about?
True. When feelings can be hurt by words.
He's an idiot. Dear Facebook, it's been 1 hour since I last best offended.
I am a repeat offender. I repeat, I will offend again.
I am a racist. I hate running.
Okay, for the recent backdoor winner, you get another video.
I think they left.
And if zombies do get in, Louise will protect us with her amazing archery skills.
Yeah, but we really don't know how to kill them yet. Maybe they love being shot by arrows. Maybe it's like a deep tissue massage for them.
Oh no, isn't there a back door? Should we barricade that?
It's sealed and locked. I checked it.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. They've done 2 episodes this season that are absolutely attempting to get nominated for an Emmy.
Wait, have I
They're
seen this
clearly
episode?
Emmy directed episodes.
The rave on the island was funny.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah,
I love Bob's Burger. Period. It's just
It's
such a great show.
We always stop at the beginning to see what the shop says and what's on the van that stops in front of it. You just have to, like the burger of the day. You always
There's
have to
another,
check that out.
yeah, there is another shout out though, and I think Pluto deserves a good positive shout out for his series this year.
Which one?
Pluto. It was the Astro Boy Universe one. It was Netflix.
I don't think I've seen it.
Worth it.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard many people recommend it, so I have it in my watch list.
And we forgot One Piece.
Oh,
for Netflix.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it yet. And I really need to watch that because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
That one and Blue Eye Samurai. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta watch that one.
Hey, Connie
can
Cleary
watch-
has joined us, and Emotionally Unstable Amphibian is here. Greetings,
guys.
Blue-Eyed Samurai, you can watch for free right now on YouTube.
On Crunchy.
Pilot episode is up on YouTube.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on Crunchy. Okay.
Is that a Ben Grimdick reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
That's called a callback. Look it up, Martin.
It's like when you bring it back to the beginning.
Yeah. Comedy comes in 3, so you need one more callback.
Oh, Martin's stumbling and hoping to get a sentence out with choosing one video.
Hey, what?
Exactly.
We choose a video for what?
This is Martin having to produce shows all week long. This is Martin.
Answer the goddamn question. When are you coming?
Hopefully within the next 48 hours.
48 hours?
I realize you must have gone through hell.
Gone? Bitch, we still here.
That's Martin. And this is me as a boss.
Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Some of these videos you haven't played in a while. I'm just looking through them.
Lady
This
V. Oh, go ahead.
No. I'm never watching another anime series because I cried too much on Naruto.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something, Keith, to that?
Oh, she said, Lady V, there's a lot of stuff to watch. You don't have to, you don't have to say no. There's a lot of stuff to watch.
Look, if you don't
there's
want
a lot of
crying,
much better stuff.
watch things like High School of the Dead. A lot of bouncing titties. It's awesome.
There's things like
Sing.
there's things like Dr. Stone, The Rise of the Shield Hero, My Life
Big
as a
O.
Vending Machine. There is
Black
going back-
Butler.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Go back to that. There is plenty.
What if,
Love Story
in
with
Black
Yamada.
Butler the butler was black? Would that have been racist?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm doing it in writing because of my accent, but try this.
Helsing.
Helsing unabridged is even better.
Oh yeah, that cracks me up.
Spy X Family, there's another one. Beck, also known as Mongolian Chop Squad, Ergo Proxy, Bleach, Guilty Crown. There's a lot out there.
There is a lot out there, and again, it even go a little bit different and try something like on Netflix, like Inside Job. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. It's a shame they canceled.
Right?
I'll tell you one new mini series. It'll be just a one-off. Everybody should watch is Archie, starring Jacob Isaacs. Is that his name?
Jason Isaacs.
Jason
I don't
Isaacs.
know there, Edith.
What a great show about how Archie Leach created Cary Grant.
Yep.
His persona. And just the story of this guy. I've always been fascinated with him. And, what I discovered was he lived as fucked up a life as anybody could live with his family, his parents. And I thought my family was fucked up. And then I'm watching that and I'm like, Jesus Christ. His father had his mother institutionalized and then lied to him and said she had committed suicide. So he spent a majority of his life believing his mother was dead, only to find out when he was in his 40s she was still alive.
Peter, I don't know what's sadder, Clannad or Clannad After Story.
How about chlamydia?
That's
why?
Koala bears.
Why?
Oh man, I would love to see a new Guyver film. I really would. I enjoyed the original Guyver films that they made here in America. They were good.
My first cousin Matt.
Even the first one with Mark Hamill in it and JJ from Good Times. I still enjoy that one, but the second was the best of the films.
Dark Hero.
Dark Hero. I have that in HD, and I love that movie.
Well, as far as disappointments go, my disappointing series was season 7 of Rick and Morty. It really dropped. They really dropped the ball when they fired
Jason Rowland.
Yeah.
I got to tell you though, after the first 3 episodes of this new season, it got better structurally, story-wise, and I enjoyed the stories. I didn't laugh. I didn't find any of it funny. I mean, it's amusing, but it's not funny. And but they got back to some of the stories they started in season 1, and so I think Roiland kept him from going back to stuff like he wanted to. And now we finally go back to address some of these stories. So I think there's going to be benefits as well as a deficit caused by the loss of Roiland. I do believe that it was a power play, but when Roiland came forward, and I mean, not Roiland, what's his name from Community? Help me, Keith.
Chevy Chase?
No. Yeah, the creator of
when he came forward and he started talking about that Roiland, with his boozing in particular and behavior, was creating a toxic environment. I don't consider him very woke. So for him to use those words, I'm like, wow, maybe he was worse than we realized. You know, because I just said it was a power play by, those in power being that of Adult Swim and what's his name again? I forgot his name again. Dan Harmon, to take control of the show away from Roiland. But the fact is story-wise, go back and watch this season, John. I challenge you, go from episode 4 to the end, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
A comedy that doesn't make you laugh.
Some things aren't meant to always be like fucking slapping your knee happy. You know, sometimes comedy is something that takes place, because people think that I don't find things funny because I'm not laughing on the outside. I'm actually laughing in here. I'm finding it very amusing in my head. But I enjoyed the last few episodes of this season. I was really surprised. I was also surprised that I chuckled a few times watching Solar Opposites with what's his name taking over?
Dan Stevens.
It was weird, but he was still very frenetic in his delivery.
The dude is insane talented. Dan Stevens, if you look beyond, for me, he will always be the guy from Legion. If you look at everything.
From what? I didn't hear it. Oh, Legion.
He will always be the lead of that show, which, again, had about as near perfect a first season as anyone can have.
How does it derail like they did? Season 2,
the writers.
Season 3, just
the writers.
What the fuck, man?
And that's fine, but Dan Stevens is way, way too talented. I mean, that guy is just, he can do pretty much anything. You know,
he's a very talented actor. He did this one, I think it's called The Guest, where he's a special forces guy that was friends with a brother or something in the family, and he ends up staying with his family, and he helps. He's a psychopath, but he helps teach the kid in the house how to stand up for himself, and then goes out there and helps him with his bullies, and in a very violent way. And it was a good movie. It's a good movie. I need to watch it again. Dan Stevens, yes, he was awesome in the first season of. So was Audrey Plaza in the first season.
Oh God, Audrey Plaza. That entire cast. I keep telling people there are actors who have come into things in recent years, and it turns out there are a lot of people that were connected to Legion. When they did the Predator film that they had, the sequel, the young lady in that is from Legion. She was part of the cast. And it's an amazing cast they had. I would tell everybody, just watch the first season of Legion again. You'll remember how good that show was. It just pretty much blew every other comic book related television series.
Well, it creates the mystery, and there's something about the mystery. And the problem is, so often with mysteries is when they get a second season, it's never as good as the setup of the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of fell apart.
Well, what they did with the sister was just Whew. Anyway. Wow, Dan Stevens. Got to give it up to him.
As far as
Yeah, I'm
movie
gonna-
disappointments, I don't list stuff like Indiana Jones 5 or the Marvels because I knew they were going to be disappointing.
That's the movie right there. Sorry.
But my disappointing movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because I expected more out of it, and they completely dropped the ball, especially when dealing with Adam Warlock.
Yeah. I agree.
He seemed, from what I saw in the trailer and clips, it looked like he was being played off as a joke.
Yeah, he was.
And I don't like that. Because that kid is actually a better actor than that.
He
was
just
almost Pennywise, by the way.
Uh-huh.
That would have been nice to see.
Well,
they lost the director and they recast when that director changed.
It really is about finding the scripts that match the talent that you have, and sometimes some productions can't match that. What we have seen out of the MCU, Marvel Studios, is that they don't have a lot of talented people working for them anymore. Really talented people are steering clear of working with Marvel Studios. Period. That has to be something that it's not an opinion anymore. You don't really see anybody breaking down doors to go to work for Marvel Studios anymore. Behind the scenes, it's a joke, and they've made it that way. It's an on-purpose thing. With Warner Brothers and the DC stuff, there are all kinds of reasons why that stuff's been bad. It's not just one thing, it's a multitude of things. But with Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige is the one in charge, and that's your problem.
I think you and I are the only people who talk shit about Feige.
Well, he's earned it. Again, I keep telling people that book about the MCU that was written by 3 different reporters working together, pooling their resources. You don't get that kind of stuff just making stuff up like, certain people on Twitter and stuff. This is not made for the Twitter crowd. Kevin Feige has made himself a failure. You can make any other story about what's going on with Lucasfilm or Pixar, but Kevin Feige has done this to himself because nobody else has been in charge in all this time. It's all been him. So you can't try to reason it away like, well, maybe he's too busy. No, because if you're going to go with that excuse, well, then that explains why the comics don't sell. That explains why all their TV work is bad. You got to go to the one person who is in charge, and that's Kevin Feige.
Yep.
I didn't want to go down the dark road of blaming people, but Feige's definitely earned it.
2023 was a terrible year for Disney, Marvel, and
Pixar.
Disney,
and Marvel,
in Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Just really bad. And it's all falls back on one guy. And it's not Feige, it's Bob Iger. Bob Iger, the first fuck up he did was screwing John Carter and not taking the marketing money and putting it into George Lucas. And you and I both know that they had done the marketing research. And if you can find that, by the way, because we're aware of it, but I would love to find a hard copy because we keep getting like challenged on that. And I'm like, no, it was real research done by Disney. Disney found out that girls after 12 stay with Disney. Women love Disney. Boys, on the other hand, when they hit 12, lose interest in Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And so they bought Marvel and then eventually Lucasfilm for the exclusive means of keeping boys watching watching Disney
content. Yeah.
But then they turned right around and sabotaged that exact reason by turning everything feminine or female, not even feminine, female. Having it female centric. And all the females that they make are not feminine. Princesses can't be princesses anymore. Disney lost its fucking mind.
Nelson Peltz is our only hope.
We'll see. I hope they do a hostile takeover. I would love to see Bob Iger without a job. And to be honest with you, Kevin Feige too. Kevin earned this shit getting fired because he helped proliferate this problem.
Well, you start taking all the comic book people out of power and replacing them with people who have a particular point of view that matches yours. You're not about the comics anymore. Marvel Studios was made to promote Marvel comics. If that is no longer your purpose, then you are operating in the opposite direction of why Marvel Studios was formed in the first place.
It's no longer about the comics, Keith. It's about the immortality, the self-injections, and the messages and priorities of an individual rather than an audience that looks for escapism.
I'm sorry, I forgot all that. I'm sorry, I didn't.
You don't have to apologize, Keith. No, they need to apologize.
I'm just a black man with an opinion, which means I don't exist in their world.
No, you don't.
How dare you?
I'm not sure you exist in the real world.
What?
You're a black man that goes against their narrative. You do not exist.
By the way, Scott said I went too far with the joke, and I'm going to prove him wrong right now.
Oh,
so Keith, I know about your background. What do you think of my black background?
Is that a prison story?
God damn.
I told him you'd laugh at that. Keith will be the one who laughs
I
the
knew
most
it.
at that joke.
I fucking knew it.
And he says, "Oh, you don't tell that joke, Keith. He'll be offended by it." No, he won't. He'll fucking laugh at that.
Yeah, that's me laughing is me being offended right now. Okay? Look, I'm a part of that generation that actually watched Saturday Night Live when it started and found it all to be funny. So
do you find Chappelle funny?
I do find Chappelle funny. And I know
Chappelle's hilarious, dude.
I know that's not really. I know I'm not supposed to say that out loud, but I've already been technically canceled anyway. So I can say whatever I want.
I'm a grown man. I can say what I want.
I got a big dick, and that helps.
Yeah. There's seven. It goes right along with the thing. I was making fun of people who say that he hung himself, and I said this is the only when I showed a picture of a guy with Levi jeans on, and you could see the outline of a big dick on it. This is the only way you can say that man was well hung.
Wow,
I did find a workaround though. And I'm only going to keep this up for a second, but this is my workaround to be able to feel part of it.
Oh my God, digital blackface. Jesus.
That's Trudeau.
That's Trudeau, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah. There you go. That's your workaround. If you want to get away with anything that you got to do.
Wow.
Sorry. Made it really even worse now. Now Gary's joke is not too far.
You remember when Ted Danson did that when he was dating Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
That was like, I watched that going, what the fuck are you doing?
I was of the opinion, hey, if you two can make it work, that's fine. That's pretty much my opinion. If you can make that work, that's fine.
Yeah, fucking handsome actor, fucking and having a relationship with a butt ugly woman. It's like, yeah. It's like, I was like, there you go. Proving again that it's not about looks, it's about something else. But then he did the blackface thing, and I'm like, this is not going to end well for him. It's just not.
Do you guys remember Becker? where he did the.
I love that show. Yeah,
and do you know who the cafe owner was? Right, that was Dax.
Yeah, from that she left Star Trek to play that character, and then she got fired from the show because she wasn't gelling.
Yeah,
with the audience. The audience didn't think she worked, and so what's her name was brought on.
Nimoy
was on Becker. But Nimoy was on Becker too. If you actually saw that episode.
Mm-hmm.
What episode? I don't remember that.
It's the one where he actually used to be Ted Danson's teacher in college in Harvard, but he couldn't remember him at all.
I bet that went over well. Becker is such a narcissist of a character. He has so many fucking problems. What was it? Pop culture. I briefly remembered that my mom was appalled. Oh yeah, the Ted Danson thing. It was just like there's stuff that we do, Keith. The ribbing and the jabbing and the jibing and all that shit. But the when people do blackface, I mean, you can get away with that shit in the 1920s, maybe. It was pushing the envelope by the 30s. It's fucking disrespectful, in my opinion, to do it. I don't know why they do it. But Ted Danson thought for some reason, because he's dating Whoopi Goldberg, he can do it. And she's the one who said to do it, told him to do it. I'm like, that was bad advice, Whoopi. It was bad advice.
See, that's why in 2024, the only thing people should be doing is digital Down syndrome face.
That works for me. I like Down syndrome, Gary. I like anything, by the way, Reed, that's anti-PC. Because I do not like people telling me how I can talk.
You got cred. Lots of cred.
The minute somebody tells me I'm not supposed to say something, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. It's like, and now what are you going to do? I said it. I didn't die. God didn't strike me down. People.
People.
Millions of
people.
people.
Can you imagine the babies they'd have? Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson? I don't know. That would look like Down syndrome Gary.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, it has been a year.
Whether people agree or not, speak your mind. Just speak your damn mind. Say what you got to say.
2023 has been not one of my best years personally, but definitely something that a lot of people have put some time and effort into, and have found different ways of entertaining us. So
yeah, hey, it's Shitnowski.
Oh. Hey, what happened with your festive eye?
Hey, I gamed with him last night. He's a really good gamer, man. I had some
How
fun.
was that game of Twister?
It was.
It was dead silence.
It was long. It was hard. It was hot.
It was disappointing.
And it still disappointed me.
Oh,
it's the story of my life.
Phrasing.
No, that was intentional.
I'm sure it was. Well, what a show, everybody. That's a way to end the year.
Can we do a memorable shout out though to every DC animated film that sucked this year too?
Just about everyone. Just
Thank
about
you.
every single one. These new people they brought in are craptacular. So
Did you watch the Batman where he turns into the demon, whatever the hell that one was?
yeah, I saw that.
I couldn't.
I watched the Super Sons one. I've seen them all, and bring back the other creatives they had from before. That was way better than what we're getting now. But what do I know? I'm just a black man able to talk about his penis.
What?
His penis, genitals.
The pianist,
as the English say, genitals.
It's
Because they don't
black,
know how to pronounce words correctly.
in the pencil box. It's Black Pen 15.
Brown 25.
Oh. Chocolate Love 42.
What is happening to the show?
Mocha Midnight number 3.
I think we've been drinking.
Happening?
Yeah, the show's over. We
It's always
finished
like
up
this.
the Cabassier. I'm out of Cabassier. The show is over.
So, Keith, question.
What's the
How do
callback
you-
for that? Hold on. What is the callback for that? What is that from?
Who are we talking
Come on.
to?
I said we're out of Cabassier, so I guess the show is over.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
Little Mermaid.
No.
Keith knows.
The Little Mermaid 2.
It's the player.
Distracting. Yeah. Ah, damn it.
He had his own radio show on SNL, and he would do a show talking about inappropriate things to do. And he goes, "Well, looks like I'm out of Cabassier. Time to go." It was over.
The ladies, man.
Jerry,
Oh man! By the way, we are talking about doing a new show. Script Doctor and I talked about, and he would like to be a part of it too. That is called the Geriatrics.
That
Doing it
sounds
here on PCM, and Keith and I are going to be launching another channel, and it's going to be all about comics.
Right.
It'll still be PCM related. It'll, because it's going to be going through, PCM StreamYard, but it'll be its own little channel doing its own little show. And what's going to be called, Keith? Comics Core?
Yeah, Comics Core. Yeah, Comics Core.
Jesus Christ. Calling
Sorry.
me to say something. Fucking
Sorry,
brain
I've
fart.
been I'm distracted now.
I have a question.
You're thinking about your penis?
Oh my
No,
God.
not about that.
I have a question. The geriatric show, is that just Gary live streaming from a Florida airport while people ask him questions?
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
You know
right.
who I am.
I don't know who
Gary.
pants these are, but the wheelchairs are actually comfortable down here.
I'm a world famous comic artist. No.
Hey, boss.
Gary, this
Take a look
isn't
to the private
Twitter.
chat.
What?
Take a look to the private chat, please.
Yeah, you and Anima. Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Oh.
God.
Nag,
We're not
nag,
ready.
nag, nag, nag.
Well, that's our job.
So you ask and then you're not ready for it. Okay.
What, are you his woman too now?
Okay.
If your job is nagging at him. The fuck,
No.
Martin?
Martin has been downgraded to sandwiches.
My freaking God. Okay. So
That's 2 pieces of
Before-
bread.
before we go, I like to show you again
His penis.
the Vindicated ink.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
Okay, Keith's got to go. So see you later, buddy. Family
Hi,
stuff
Keith.
has happened. What it is, his wife came home and caught him streaming again. I told you stop going on YouTube.
Stop bringing your dick on YouTube.
Mel's awesome. I'm teasing. She's really great. She cracks me up, man. She's one of the few people. We took a road trip one time, just her and me, just talking. So much fun to hang out with and talk with. These new DC films make the older ones look. I didn't catch what he said there.
What?
The previous one, I was reading it. Make the older ones look good. I don't know about that. I have very little opinion because I'm not watching any of the new DC stuff. A real girlfriend doesn't ask Martin getting gear. Oh, there she's telling you, Martin. Free soy nuts compensation cause people are allergic to peanuts or D's nuts.
Oh,
how was your Christmas holiday weekend? That was the Peter Rickman's fan site. So let's get through here. Any starred comments, or am I the only one that stars comments? Yeah, I'm the only one that stars comments. Okay.
I don't have the ability.
I'm going through all the comments to see if there's something we should have paid attention to. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, that one. They're sabotaging the female audience with the intersectional push to families in general are walking away. And it's true. Look, intersectional feminism doesn't work. And it's ridiculous. The old school feminism does work, equality, the request and demand of equality in the workplace. That works. The rights to be able to be treated as equal citizens. Absolutely. But once you start asking preferential treatment and or considering yourself superior, you've gone the opposite direction. And you've spoiled the whole lot.
You ever notice how they want quotas, but it's only for particular jobs? It's,
Yeah, they leave out the jobs that women don't want to work. And that's part of the reason why there's what they call inequality in pay is because of those jobs that they leave out. Like how many women want to work in a sewer, or work in sanitation. You see very few women going out for those gross jobs. But those are high paying jobs, right? When it comes to the workplace, women are paid quite equally. And in fact, are often paid better. You look at former president, number 45. He paid women better than he paid the men in the same jobs. That's a fact. Go look it up. It's just a lot of the things they intersectional feminists claim are just not true. They're factually egregious. There's a word.
Also, I am sick of this whole notion that, we should just let women run things. I'm like, no, it's not going to work.
Some of the greatest female leaders in the world were also leaders of some of the bloodiest wars.
Yep.
So that's some bullshit. Although I do love that joke Robin Williams made back in the 80s. He said, women should be left to run the world because every 28 days they just make you feel really bad.
What the fuck?
Robin Williams, man. Every 28 days they turn around and make you feel bad. I'm like, there you go. I miss Robin. Hey, Michael is here in the chat. Comic Relief Crusader.
The Comic Relief Crusader.
Well, wasn't there that one CEO who just made sure to hire nothing but women for a company, and then it basically self-destructed on itself because it got to nothing but infighting?
Really?
Yeah.
What were they hired as?
I forget what I'll look it up, but continue on.
Because look, some of the best bosses I ever had, managers, were women. I really liked having female managers because I thought they were very fair. A lot of the male bosses I've had, they're okay, but they weren't really connected. They were just sort of like handling business and not really managing. Whereas the women that were managers actually did their jobs managing. And Catherine Canapelli, she worked for Shell Rattel, I think is its name, Shell Rattel Corporation, which is part of Shell. And her only problem was she spent too much money, and it caused an implosion within the company. When they bought our company, TruckNet, and we became part of iFleet. iFleet started hemorrhaging money because she was overspending at the truck conventions and shows, trying to promote the product. And we watched it. We were hemorrhaging money. And within 1 year, I negotiated a sit down between the previous owner, Craig Zwiner. He was also my late friend. He died 3 years ago. And I got him a sit down at the table with Rusty Savage down there at iFleet. And if you don't know that name, you might know it because he's the creator of, I just forgot the name of it. It's software at something tree, Peachtree software. If anybody remembers that back in the early 2000s, Peachtree software. And he built his corporation off of that software, iFleet. And it was a fleet-oriented company. It was a very good company. And they still exist, but they sold TruckNet back to the original owner, and I got that to happen. That was fun. But sometimes the type of personality you hire will make or break. Yeah. And if there was infighting, like what Shinatsky was talking about, I suspect it wasn't managers. It sounds like people not in the job of management, because they should do a better job than that as managers, even women. Because like I said, all the managers I ever had that were women were fantastic bosses. The only time I didn't like women in charge was in the Army, because female drill instructors are fucking bitches. They are horrifying because they feel they've got something to prove. And so they double down on the meanness and the punishment. They really go overboard on punishing you. But once you get into regular Army, get to permanent party, it's a different story. All the female sergeants I worked with were great. It was just the drill instructors that were a nightmare. What do we got here? Got that Comic Relief Crusader. So anything else we want to talk about before we leave? This is the last show of the year for TGIF. Anything we want to get off our chests about the year entertainment? Gaming even, Steven?
What do you want to know?
Anything? About gaming you want to bitch about?
Not to bitch about. I'm enjoying Once Human. I can't wait for that game to release. I have put over 107 hours into this game since beta release, since the 13th. Hogwarts should probably get a little bit better excuse my French, acknowledgement with the Game Awards. Spider-Man didn't get any awards, and good. I don't think it deserves anything if it's going to constantly do weird crap. No. I think gaming has some good titles. Alan Wake 2 was good, and anything that's not hitting the correct curve, Starfield, deserves what they get. It doesn't matter how much you simp for a corporation, especially with Activision and their Call of Duty Nick Merckx situation. You can still eat my ass with a spoon on that. Activision can't. Not you, Gary. Don't worry.
Did you say eat your ass with a spoon?
Yes, exactly. Yes, like a pudding cup. I hope they enjoy it. Yeah, you said I could say whatever I want. Now you're getting to be the weird.
Go right ahead, buddy. Go right ahead.
I'd say look at the indie titles. Lethal Company is great. I'm having a blast with that. Exoprimal's not indie, but it's doing good. I think gaming is a safe space. Not like a safe space like Kibblesmith, but it is a safe space where we're not seeing the ideologies fully invested and infected yet. So you got that in anime out there. That's pretty much what I can say. If I didn't like a game, I wouldn't put 100 hours into it.
Classic joke by Comic Relief Crusader. My favorite classic joke in that department was my wife was built backwards. She's bitchy for 28 days and friendly 2 days out of the month.
Anima's just getting ready to stab you, you know.
I don't know if she's even awake at this point. She's tired. She's not feeling good.
I am awake.
I'm so glad you're here because I know you're not feeling well, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the fuck I'm doing, like literally in the middle of this sausage fest.
There's one really good thing for this year. The bomb finally fell out of the video game journalism bubble, and you know what that means. The all those really crappy comic book websites, I think they're next.
Oh, you mean like comicbook.com and CBR, which is just back when it first started was a great website. I used to use their bulletin board, you know, their chat group thing. But then I started noticing a change in them, and I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. And I left. I didn't want to use them anymore.
I think with the death of E3, we're going to see the death of gaming journalism.
You know, we're just going to see an absolute demise of some of these things because I've said it for the last few years. It's like they can only survive so long on other people's money because that's what they're doing. They run their companies on other people's money. And if they don't have anything to show, they have to fail. And they're not making money. They're not turning over money. So it's just man.
And special shout out to special shout out to ad blockers. Thank you for pissing off YouTube this year. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, this
it is blown up in their face. It is blown up in their face.
Let me get this straight. It's against TOS to install crap on my computer when all you have to do is remove them from the Google Play Store and the Google Extension Store. You idiots.
That's right. Your own it's on your own software store.
And the Google Play Store and the Apple Store that got hit with their monopoly with the Epic Game lawsuit. That was great too.
I'm not getting the whole YouTube ad shit anyway. I mean, all they do is piss off people.
There's a new thing coming out, right?
That's not the purpose of ads. Ads should make you want to buy stuff and not wait until you click skip.
But people abuse it, Animal. You'll have people that will upload full live streams as an advertisement and people won't realize this because they'll wait for it to finish. But the best part is even if YouTube tries to push this whole ad blocker illegal crap out of here, there's already a new extension that just speeds up ads by 5. So you just install that extension and it just fast forwards the whole ad. Yep.
Yeah, I need to look into that.
The smart way to do it is to do like Fox used to do, where a pop-up would be in the bottom left corner. And that would be your promo. And they're getting their ad time while not interrupting the fucking show.
You'd be like Titus popping up, and you'd be like, I don't remember that show anymore. But
I don't remember that was on Family Guy. That was great. That was a great episode. I laughed so hard at that. Pop Culture Minefield. I don't mind commercials on Amazon Prime Video. To be honest, there were commercials during Thursday Night Football. No, I actually don't mind commercials when I'm watching television. I watch Pluto TV.
Same.
And
I do
love
mind because you are paying for your Amazon Prime subscription.
First of all, what is your problem with Jew?
and my gripe is towards YouTube and how they're trying to make ad blockers against their TOS.
I wonder if Martin says JewTube.
Then it's Juden?
9.
Then
it's Juden.
9.
Pluto is great. I can use a VPN and I can go to the American TVs and I can watch like News Radio and Just Shoot Me and all, and the Married with Children's always on, or Beavis and Butthead, and I'm good. Love it.
Yes, I'm with you, Don. I love Pluto TV. I sleep at night with Pluto TV going. Although there's one commercial on Pluto TV that just pisses me off.
Which one?
I'm watching classic TV, you know, and then they put on that stupid Baby Mamas ad promo. I'm like, wrong fucking channel to be promoting that. Paramount is assholes for some of their advertising, the way they choose their
See?
commercials.
See,
They don't know how to pick their audience. Cash hole. Cash hole sounds a lot like asshole.
But yeah, use a VPN, you'll get access to a bunch of different stuff. The Canadian one is so limited. It sucks. But they have Frasier going 24/7.
Yeah, see, there are 3 networks I watch. Classic comedies, and then I watch Funny as Fuck. Or
you don't watch the 90s one?
And Funny AF has a lot of news radio, Just Shoot Me. But then when I wake up in the morning, it's Beavis and Butthead in the morning, and I don't want to wake up to Beavis and Butthead.
I like the British one because it does Mr. Bean at night, and then it'll go into
I like that one too.
The bookstore one and everything else.
And I also love the 24/7 Doctor Who channel.
The old Doctor Who, not the crap
Classic.
we got now.
That's right.
Yeah,
Classic
classics.
Doctor
They actually
Who.
do it they do it like movies.
On the Star Trek channel now, you get one run through of the original series,
and then
they do Next Generation.
And they have a separate channel. Sorry.
They'll show some of the newer stuff just a little bit, and then back to classic. I love that.
They have a full dedicated channel to nothing but Voyager, and they have a dedicated channel fully to DS9. So yeah, you're good with that one. I like that.
So Pluto has done a really good job of reintroducing commercial TV in a proper way. And the commercials aren't like Hulu, because Hulu had a hiccup all the time with their commercials. Because if you all remember this, Hulu wasn't paid for. You went there, it was free. And you got to watch all these shows, Family Guy and shit like that, for free with commercials. That was what Hulu was when it started. And I love that. You got to watch repeat TV. I spotted a commercial, Forever Kids, 12 Days of Power Rangers on the Star Trek channel.
Cool.
Well, it depends on the commercial again. My problem is I'm sitting there watching Cheers or Frasier or Wings, and the baby mama ads will pop up. And I'm like, it's like, how are you thinking that the people that would like this kind of programming would want that commercial? Would watch that shit? It's garbage TV. That's garbage. It's like the New Jersey show, Jersey Shore. It's like reality TV and those podcasts that talk about stupid shit.
MILF
people and their
Island.
stupid problems. What?
MILF Island. I'm amazed that exists.
There's another one too where it's got the word F buddy or F boy in it. And I'm like, just an insult to the intelligence.
Yeah. Funny as F is also pretty good because it also does Kids of the Hall and Key and Peele.
Everything that is on those family channels, because that's what I consider them. When you are watching something like Cheers, Frasier, and stuff like that, those are technically family shows. They're not G-rated, but they're PG. And so therefore, you should be showing family-oriented commercials. And they got a lot of drug commercials. And there's nothing funnier to me than a drug commercial where they're talking about this new medication. It's like, this medication can help you with your, what's that? Crohn's disease. And then you have a separate voice actor comes in. Now, this medication can cause seizures, can cause sudden death, stroke, like it's nothing. Then moving
Over here
back
in Europe, we don't do commercials like that. So whenever I see that, it's just so strange to me to have ads
it's
like
weird.
that on TV.
It's strange to
wrong.
us here. There's no way anybody here thinks that's a normal commercial because it's bizarre. It's like this medication, like Ozempic, and it's like, oh my God, this great medication, but some of the side effects can cause brain damage, sudden onset of death, and
Uncontrollable bowels.
Wait a minute,
Wait
can we go
till
back
you
to what
try
that
it.
guy said? Can we go back to that? Stop with the music. Go back to what that guy said. I have some questions. Yes,
And they're always
effects include death.
They're always dancing in a field. There's flowers somewhere they're like flowing around and the person's looking at them happy. I'm like, what kind of drugs are these?
Yeah.
Try new Lepisomax, and you will get rid of scurvy. Careful, it might cause you to die.
Exactly.
And
So
what was it? It's like one of them. There was this real commercial that can cause leaky syndrome or whatever it's called. I'm like,
IBS.
wait, what the fuck? Let's go back to that. What? It's like, what do you mean anal leakage? That was it. Anal leakage. That's what they called it. Anal leakage can cause anal leakage. I'm like, nobody wants that. Nobody. It's sort of like, I don't know. It sounds like the devil trying to make a deal. Yes, you'll have all the money in the world, but you'll die in 2 years. Hey, Dead Man Walking. Doing just fine, sir. Doing just fine. Hope you are well. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, those commercials trip me out. They really trip me out. The medical ads. And there's a lot of them. So I think what they think is that old people are the only people watching Frasier. But I know a lot of young people that get a kick out of Cheers, Frasier, and all that shit. They're not old people. I don't know, man. They're fucking weird. My daughter always loved it. And once again, I want to point out, Zoe came by. We had our Christmas yesterday. It was really nice. She came in here. It was funny. She came in the studio. First thing she says, "It's cold as fucking here, Dad. Jesus." Like, I actually like it like this. Plus, I have this wrap heater that's on me, and it fits around my belly, and it's really nice. I just got to remember to take it out of my shirt when I get up, because I went to leave, and I just pulled everything off my desk.
yeah, he keeps doing that. It's funny.
Only when I'm putting it in my clothing, because it's really nice.
It's just cracking me up. He's taking off the headset. He's making sure he's not tangled in cords, and then the thing yanks him back.
Okay, everything's good. I get up, and all of a sudden my shit goes falling off the desk. Going, oh, I forgot to unplug. But yeah, Cheers. I just introduced Anima to Cheers and Frasier.
We've been watching it for a while.
About a month. Yeah, about a month and a half. And she's just enjoying the shit out of it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like she'd never heard of these shows before. And I'm like, oh, they're great. The whole thing with Cheers was, when what's her name left the show, I thought, oh, that's it. The show's over. Nope. It got even better. Frasier became a more prominent character. And they brought Kirstie Alley in. And
yeah, we still haven't watched that. We haven't gotten that far.
Man.
I am happy they stopped the whole the Drew Barrymore ads. I'm so happy because they used to.
Oh, the gaming one.
The Monopoly ones they keep doing. I'm talking about the Drew Barrymore ones about her show. But on Pluto TV, it was like exclusive. It was like Drew Barrymore show. And it was like, what I'm doing right now is running down the street and shoving people. This is called an exciting intro. I'm like, thank God those ended. Thank God.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw those.
Oh God, they were brutal.
Yeah, her career died. I have 2 heaters. They're called cats. Yes.
Me too.
And Anima has those too. But then they begin screaming at her.
Yeah, they're loud.
Food. Give me food.
Actually, they've been behaving really nicely during the show. They were asleep on my lap all the time.
Oh, that'll happen too, Peter Venkman. Yes. And I'm sure you've seen this too, Stephen.
Yep.
It'll play a commercial, and then right when the commercial ends, it shows the exact same commercial again. It's like, who's in charge of this channel? It's crazy. I've seen that too. It's goofy. Well, I think we're out of shit to talk about. It's the end of the year. I think we summed up what we like and don't like. What?
Medicare Advantage from law.
That's part of the ads.
Oh, I can only partially hear it.
But I don't want. Yeah, it's pretty much WellPoint. It's like we're showing old people getting pushed into medical vehicles. We'll never see them until next Christmas as hospice. So.
Well, I know that we should wrap up the show.
Get on with it.
Yeah, there we go. We need to get on with it. We'll wrap
Hello,
up the show.
my fucking shut the fuck up.
Okay, Steven.
Did your bag fill up?
Your colonoscopy bag?
Yeah. I will tell you before we wrap up what I did once as a prank when I was a teenager. we went to a local Italian restaurant downtown Fredericksburg, and I got a hold of a colostomy bag because a friend of mine actually had a used colostomy bag, and he gave me one of them, and I packed it full of pudding and corn.
So
and went to a restaurant.
God damn it, Gary!
And had a conniption fit, fell to the floor, trying to deal with my bag. I'm like, my bag is full. And then I squeezed it, and it went everywhere. And it was funny. And we got thrown out.
I would have waited. So like, sir, are you ready for dessert? He's like, no, thanks. I brought my own. They pulled out the bag, opened it up, and just started eating chocolate pudding and corn.
Yeah, it's okay.
Don't give him ideas, please.
I wouldn't do it now, but when I was younger, I would have done
Brian.
that. If someone told me about that, I went, yeah, I like that idea. Let's do that.
Gary,
I love the
Play the clip. That's it. Show's over.
when we meet Gary, remind me to hurt you.
Burger King foot lettuce.
That's it. Show's over.
We're out of here. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow. Tom and I are supposed to do. I think we're supposed to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tomorrow. I will get a hold of Tom and make sure it's happening. Otherwise, just have a great night. Don't forget Friday Night Tights and Friday Night Frolic with Doomcock. Midnight's Edge. What is Midnight Edge doing at this time, or are they already done?
They're already done, I think.
They're already done because they don't want to compete with Friday Night Tights or Friday Night Frolic with Doomcock. So that's pretty much the entire audience. Everybody goes to watch that stuff. And but everybody just have a great night. And I know New Year's is coming, so please have a safe, happy New Year's. And we will see you on TGIF next year and on the other side of the calendar. So bye, guys.
Rumble.
Rumble?
Bye, guys.